Okay, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the Goldspot Pens live YouTube unboxing. I am your host, Tom Otto, and today we have the Visconti Mirage, which is a brand new collection for 2018 to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Visconti, and I think the 10-year anniversary of the Rembrandt model. The Mirage comes in this box here, and we're going to do an unboxing and also a writing sample and look at all of these beautiful colors that are here. We'll go into detail and reveal all of the pertinence about this particular pen. So this is the Visconti Mirage box. We have the emerald is in the box. We have everybody else's outside of the box, but we're going to unbox the emerald here. Has a cardboard sleeve. The inner box is a two-part type box. So it's got a top and a bottom. We're just going to lift that guy up here. Reveals the Visconti Mirage pen. And when you receive yours, it will have the converter will be outside of the box. Outside of the pen. And the cartridge will be inside of the pen. So I have this in the reverse because I did fill this one out. Filled it up with the converter. And I filled it with Visconti green. A little tip of the hat to Mr. Penboy Roy for his love of green. So we have the pens in a cellophane wrap here. And we have the international warranty card. Comes in a bunch of familiar languages to those that speak it, the English and whatnot. But you're not interested in that. You're interested in this pen. So the Mirage, the Mirage, similarly to like the Vertigo, Visconti's claim is that it plays with light and it makes sort of illusions, in which you might notice right off the bat just by me turning it, you kind of see the light reflecting off of these depressions that are evident in the barrel and in the cap. So these depressions are what is kind of like the Mirage. It gives away the impression that this pen is completely rounded, but it does have these indented facets that are present. You can kind of see it through here too. Yeah, feel free to chat it up, guys. Join in and talk about this pen or about whatever's going on your day. I know Roy's drooling over this pen. It's a beautiful green. It's injection resin, so it's not machined from a solid piece of acrylic like most other Viscontis would be, I suppose. But it still nonetheless has a very beautiful resin color, swirly, like all of these other colors here, in which we'll take a closer look at those. But just wanted to talk a little bit more about the details on this pen. So you have the Mirage band is engraved. It's variegated vegetal resin, and the cap band has like kind of like almost like a wave pattern engraved on it. Your traditional Visconti bridge clip, love it or hate it. It's spring loaded, so it has that nice tension, nice little snapback tension. And true to form with the Van Goghs and the Rembrandts, is that you have a magnetic closure for the cap. So, but with this here, there's little indentations where the cap attaches to. So you can't misthread this cap, or the cap won't spin. Like, you won't be able to turn it. It locks in place once it sets into those indentations. And also too is that you'll have the bottom here is actually a Visconti medallion, which is typically found at the top in both the Rembrandt and the Van Gogh styles, but here is at the bottom. And I wanted to show you how to personalize this guy. So you would take a magnet, essentially like a strong magnet here. We would lift the medallion off, and then I don't know if you even noticed, oh, I dropped it off there. I had this guy on the side here. This is one of the gemstone, like the birth gemstones that you could put onto the bottom here. So it attaches magnetically, and there you go. You've personalized your Visconti Mirage. It kind of adds a little nice touch to it, and it's pretty cool. So one of the things too to note is the cap does post. Does not post magnetically, but it does attach itself to the back securely. But what happens is it can't attach it just at any point. It kind of has to fit in with these facets. So you have to fit it in and it meets parallel. But the only thing is it does go align itself with the barrel indentations, but when it comes to the nib face and the clip don't align. So like you could try fitting it this way and it's still gonna kind of look a little cockeyed with the clip there. A minor detail, I don't know if it bothers anybody. I don't even really know if it bothers me so much, but like looking at it this way, this is probably the best way to post it because you just only have like a slight angle on the clip to the nib. But I don't know. Does it bother you? Just let me know. I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's okay. I'm actually really impressed with the design of this pen and also the lower price point, which we'll get to later at the end of this video after the writing sample. Just to note that you have the tapered ends, and really the main attraction about this pen versus, let's say, the Van Gogh or the Rembrandt is the fact that it has a resin grip. The grips on the Van Goghs and the Rembrandts are metal, and a lot of people tend to gripe about the metal grips. Your fingers get a little sweaty or something, that your fingers would slide on the metal grip. This resin grip, and also the fact that the step back there's no threads here, it just has the little indentations here. It allows you a lot of area to hold this pen, and it's a little bit on the narrower kind of end, but not really. It's not too narrow. I'll go over the sizes in just a moment, but it does give you that nice ability to grip that pen and not have to really worry about sliding so much like with the other models. Like I mentioned earlier, this does have the converter, and I've already filled this already. It does come with a converter or a cartridge to start with, so you have either or. It's an international size, so you could do this with any international size ink cartridge or converter. Let's see, we looked over those. So just to kind of give you some ideas on the size, the length closed is 5.43 inches, or about 138 millimeters. The length open, 4.78 inches, or 121 millimeters. Then you have posted is 6.2 inches, or 158 millimeters. And you have the section diameter is about 0.41. It does have a slight taper. Inches, or that's 10.5 millimeters. And then your weight is about 0.9 ounces, or 28 grams. So, not too lightweight, not terribly heavy either, but it does have a significant feel. I do like the resin that was used for this does not feel nor does look cheap, even though this is a more entry-level price point type of pen. It's a lower price point than the Rembrandts or the Van Goghs. I feel that the resin is strong. It seems like it's very well made, and it has a beautiful luster and color to it. And we'll take a look at all of these guys here just to give you a little bit more of a detail look. We have this as the emerald. You have the midnight blue, or the dark blue finish. Then you have the finish called horn, which is kind of like a mixture of different, like lighter colors, whites, grays, a little bit of purple in there, like a muted purple. You have a light azure blue. This looks really cool. This is probably my favorite out of the bunch. And this is the red. And then you have the amber. Now, one of the things that Roy just mentioned was I have a little joke about these guys, is that they kind of remind me of the Divina, a little bit, or the opera, but it kind of looks like just the way that they have the depressions, that they're a little emaciated, that it's kind of like a starved version of it, so it doesn't look very flush. It's not a rounded type of pen, but it kind of has like a little bit of those indentations in there. So it's fun. I enjoy this. It's a very nice model. I don't have the Rembrandt out to show as a comparison, but I will go to showing you the writing quality, which actually, just to note, Visconti has really upped their quality control. They've taken extensive lengths to repair the damage done by kind of like years of just a bit subpar in terms of their, I mean, they've gone out of their way to really repair that reputation that has been hurt by quality control issues. And and really, this is one of the proofs being that this pen has an improved steel nib on it. It's kind of like a size, I believe it's a number 5 size steel nib, and I picked out the broad to try. So these nibs are the different style. You'll notice that they're much different than the usual Van Gogh or Rembrandt type steel nib. But they right out of the box, smooth, uninterrupted in ink flow. It doesn't have a breather hole, no. It just has the slit, so no breather hole there. Plastic feed, but it wrote superbly right out of the box, and I did a bit of a writing sample to write this my notes for this review and this unboxing. So now though that it's on live, of course it's going to give me trouble. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll give it a shot. Nib sizes available on this will be fine, medium, or broad. They don't have the extra fine at the moment, nor the calligraphy available in this line, but my guessing is that because the Rembrandts and the Van Goghs having that this will most likely have that sometime in the future as well. I'm going to take a look here. We're going to give this a little bit of a go, the writing sample. All right, so we start up right away. We have the Visconti. Calligraphy and extra fine nibs. That I don't know if that will, because this is a brand new edition, and we have just gotten it this week. I don't know if it's a case of that it will be available sometime in the future, or that they may be just limiting this line, since it is an entry level line, to just having the fine, medium, or broad. Looking at, we have the 6 colors, and pricing being, we have the fountain pen at $159, and then the rollerball is $139. And the key to this here, this is retail MSRPs, right? So what you do then is that you go to goldspot.com. Then you log in. And if you don't log in, you could always create an account if you don't have a login to say. So you create an account, log in, and then you add one of these to your cart. To cart. And then you'll get to see the bottom line pricing that we can offer for this pen. So this is just the MSRP, but it does drop down, and you can save some money on the Mirage, even more so than the value that's here. So that is something to to note when you take a look at this particular line, is that even though this is less expensive right off the bat, it can also be cheaper by just logging in and adding it to your cart. We could show the price that you're allowed to purchase it for on goldspot.com. So to just say, like, we have, as far as writing, I mean, this is a broad nib. It's great for just like writing very quickly. The flow keeps up very nice, fluid. You get to see the quality of ink that's out here, and Visconti green is a very beautiful green. You have no line variation. I tried to see if I could put any pressure on this. It's hard as a nail, so it doesn't offer any line variation. I didn't really expect it to anyway, but just to test it out. And other than that, like I feel like the weight with it posted is good, and really my only gripe about the posting is the fact that the clip doesn't exactly line up with the face of the nib, and you can't really adjust it to do so because of the fact that the facets kind of get in the way of that. It only allows you to post it certain ways on the back. So I was just playing around too. I'm kind of giving broads their day in the spotlight lately. So I had just finished up doing a video for the Pilot Custom 823, and I did that one in a broad. And I really enjoyed that one. Had a beautiful flow, and despite the fact that usually the Japanese tend to run a bit thinner in nib width, like when you write, it kind of seemed like it was on par with this type of tipping. Like it wasn't as thin as like a Japanese style broad would usually be. So, and it did have a beautiful flow, and it had more of a responsiveness where if you were to put a little bit of pressure on it, you could feel some give with it. But this one's kind of hard as a nail. It's really not going to give you any sort of responsiveness. But in terms of like feedback wise, I'm not really feeling any sort of feedback. It's got a very beautiful feel to the writing experience, and it just flows very nicely, no issues. I enjoy it a lot. And this actually, just from doing this experience and kind of giving these pens a little bit of a review, has really kind of turned me on to these. I initially was, oh, I just kicked this. I initially was going to essentially say, oh, well, the Azure Blue looks kind of nice, but I'm not into the whole like shape and but I just really I'm astounded by these colors. All of them look beautiful together, so it almost like says like, oh hey, collect me all, just because like they have such a great kind of personality, each one of them does, and just beautiful to write with. And I, to say to the point of where you guys were asking about the nib sizes, I probably would prefer if this was like in a stub or a calligraphy italic, something different than just a normal fine, medium, or broad. But hey, it's still something like this is beautiful to have as a regular everyday type of pen. So like I mentioned before, you could get any of these colors. Oh, I just also wanted to bring up the which I know is not like the most exciting thing in the world, but the rollerball, since we have the rollerball here. So I think this is the coral red, and we have a standard international type rollerball cartridge. I mean, they call it the Visconti Dream Touch, but hey, it's a standard G2 type rollerball cartridge. No surprises there. So these are also available too. We don't discriminate when it comes to writing tastes. We just say, hey, if you like rollerballs, we have rollerballs too. Nice fluid. There's not really much to talk about when it comes to rollerballs because it's just all about the actual rollerball type refill, and you could get them done through the you could get Visconti's refill, or you could get Schmidt, or you could get Monteverde. You could get whatever you'd please. So you get a whole bunch of different types of refills. Or you could see about hacking this refill. Maybe we could hack this refill and put some fountain pen ink in it. That'd be kind of cool. The same principles as far as the fountain pen is concerned, because you have the magnetic cap. Yeah, that would be kind of cool to do like a hack on rollerball ink. That would be kind of neat to put in the fountain pen ink. Although I've never tried opening up one of these guys before, but that would be something to take a look at. So that is that's the rollerball that we had here. And reminder, it's $139, so it's $20 less than the fountain pen. But when you log in, the price goes down on all these guys. So come check them out at Goldspot. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to see more pen unboxings, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to get a live notification when we do go and do these on a semi-weekly basis. And, if you have any questions about anything, you can always hit me up directly at tom@goldspot.com. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope that you guys have an awesome weekend and get some time for writing. Spend a little bit of time instead of vegging out in front of the TV or watching Netflix. Take out your pen, write, copy song lyrics, go on Google and search inspirational quotes about birds. Anything just to be able to put some ink on paper and to enjoy it. Be thankful for the opportunity to do that, and maybe write a note of thanks to somebody. That'd be kind of cool. So without any further ado, I appreciate you guys tuning in and hope that you have a great weekend. Stay inky, my friends. Take care.